you've both had a lot of experience in working with young people. So what would be some of your key take-home messages in terms of working effectively with young people?
My point of view, or our point of view, the adults working with young people, is don't be precious about yourself. Sometimes you just got to get a little bit over ourselves, I think. We can get a little bit, too precious. I think that continuity of care is crucial. It should be both. See, young people get tired. We all get tired, actually. When you say young people, we all get tired of, hold on, last time I came here it was that person, and constantly changing people, and then you've got to retell your story all the time and help them to catch up. You get tired of that. So when they come to a service that has this continuity approach and an integrated approach, firstly, people stay here a long time. But people still leave, but when they leave, they don't have to retell their story because there's other people here they have the relationship with. That's crucial and tragically so rare, I think, in a lot of services for young people. And they just get tired of turning up, having to tell my story again. There's a new worker, and KWS doesn't have that. So I think don't be precious about yourself. Keep the continuity of care with the integrated approach. Don't have to tell them, here's a number to ring and make an appointment, and it will cost you this much money, and they'll fit you in, and if you miss an appointment, they'll charge you for it anyway. Or we almost never have to say that. It's huge, eh?
Yeah.
It's huge for young people, particularly young males.
And you know that example of that young boy that you were saying, and his understanding about transgender issues and not wanting to go into the mental health system, but actually having someone that within the organisation that could, have that conversation with him. It could happen next week, and you could introduce him. That's pretty powerful, I think.
Because this is where we are. Good work is often inefficient in the economic sense. So we have a young person dealing with who, whatever, has a kind of specialist need. So I say, look, I know a bit about this, but I'm not an expert, but I know an expert in our service. I use different words in that, but that's effectively what I'm saying. And so I put them with this person who knows a lot about this, and it doesn't mean I pull out. Because often I'll say, does that mean I don't see you anymore? Because this is where the security is, this relationship. So no, we'll keep meeting as long as you think it's appropriate. So they can see this person, and they can see me, and they might see both of us for a while. Hugely inefficient. Because you never get funding for both. But that's exactly what will cause the young person to begin to kind of gain clarity about what they're about, more confidence about what they're about, their continuity of care. So you're seeing them now, you can't see me. And they may want to see both after a while. After a while, they may choose one or the other, or we may actually end up sitting down with them and say, hey, listen, seeing us both is not that much of a good idea, but they're in charge of this process.
So what would be the outcome of that if you didn't do that to that young person?
Well, probably they might get some specialist care because they go that, and they'd lose a person they've got rapport with. Or they stay with the person they've got rapport but don't get the specialist service. You see, and you've got to have both. It's always both and, not one or the other. And if they don't have both, when they want both, they're missing out. And therefore they don't get the right care. And if they don't get the right care and the right understandings about themselves, who knows where that could end up, but it's usually not in a healthy place. And for some young people that can be extremely high risk areas, of course, as we know about suicide and others. But even if it's not at that end of the continuum, it's still risky for them because they're not getting what they're entitled to. So I think it's vital. Areas of sexual health is like that. Sometimes a young person will be talking about something, and something from their past will come up, and it's much better they talk to someone else about that. So they'll go to see somebody else around here to deal with that particular issue. They'll keep seeing me or whoever the person is. When that issue's dealt with, they can continue with this relationship. It's that kind of integrated, holistic approach. We all know this is not new. We all know it's needed. It's just largely not funded. And people are too precious about their kind of role.
Again, it's about how we do that as an organisation, because you can have maybe a medical centre over here, and you can put a social worker in, a family therapist, a counsellor, and you can have silos within that organisation. So we have to be really thoughtful about the referral pathways internally as well, and tracking those young people with so many part-time staff. So that requires a lot of thought and management.
The tracking's important. I don't know if Rachel spoke about the tracking, but there's a system here so that no young people get lost. So if someone's not been engaged with, if they've chosen not to engage with us, that's completely legitimate. But if they are not engaged with us because somewhere along the lines they've slipped, it will be picked up on every month. And so we can reconnect with them, make contact with them, see what's going on. Because some young people just fall through the cracks in systems. Here that doesn't happen because the cracks are discovered, the young person's re-engaged.
And I think probably you said take-home messages. Mine is that if you say to a young person that you're going to do something, that you need to do it, don't let them down. And I think if they've come in and seen someone and they would like some counselling, or they want to see Daryl, or they want to engage with the young mum support group, we need to make sure that that happens, that they get the best possible care, that it's of high quality and the people are appropriate, that they get it at the right time.
That's right. You know, this not letting them down is so crucial, because when young people feel let down by somebody, it just severely limits the chance of them becoming healthier in that area. The person who let them down when they're a professional has usually got a very good reason. But that means nothing to the young person. And that's where we've got to stop being precious about ourselves. You know, there might be a very good reason that I didn't turn up. But that's not their problem, you know, at this, particularly this age group. So at the end of the day, when you're a young person centred, it doesn't matter what my reason is. They can't be let down. And if I've let them down, I haven't done, I have to go and say, hey, I said I was here. I wasn't. I'm sorry. It's my mistake. Can we rebook? Not give them a reason, not give them a letter saying, you know, I was very busy, which just sounds excuse. You're not that important. We can't do that. So if we say we're going to do it, we've got to do it. And if we can't do it, we have to make contact with them so they get the message. It's still important. Because very quickly, particularly if you're feeling vulnerable, or it's a very personal issue or a scary issue, you know, you just can't do that to them. It's just more letdowns in their life, more hurt, more pain.